Wasn't that bad at all, bro. It was like Shred Fest, Mother's Day 2020. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it is.
My feet from the feet up, buddy.
Shining up your woman right there, huh?
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day, baby.
I'm at North Jetty, my original stomping grounds. I'm riding this board again, the 23, but it's 5'10", it's 2 inches bigger than my other one. I'm not really sold on it yet either. I think it's a little too big for me, but we'll see how it works here. I haven't ridden it anywhere other than like kind of lowers type waves. Tried at some like beach break. Well, I got a bunch of super fun waves, but I didn't record any of them. Again, I was just having fun ripping. Let's go take my mom to lunch. Are you ready for this?
I don't know, Tanner.
I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
Today I'm asking my mom a bunch of questions that I've never asked her for Mother's Day because I think a lot of people would find that interesting because she's lived a pretty incredible life. I didn't prep her for any of this. I didn't even tell her what we were doing today. She's been a teacher for how long?
32 years.
32 years, it's crazy. I didn't think she was any older than 25. This is your 28th Mother's Day.
Yes, it is. You're right.
And unfortunately, your mom passed like when I was really young and I never really got to meet her. What is one of the most impactful things that your mom taught you about motherhood before she passed?
Oh, wow, what a great question. Well, I think one of the main things that she taught me, well, first of all, I have to describe her because she's this, so I'm 5'8", my mom was 4'9". She's this tiny.
I didn't know she was that short. I didn't know she was that short.
She's this tiny little lady.
Short queen.
Total badass. But I think the main thing that she taught me was that family is the most important thing. And even when you were a little kid, 3 years old, and she was probably in her early 70s, right before she passed, she was always around the house. She was coming over, we were going to McDonald's, playing with you. Your favorite thing was to go to McDonald's and have pancakes every Sunday, so we did that with her. So she definitely taught me that keep your family close and care for them and love for them.
What have you learned about being a mom from the classroom that you've brought to raising me and my brother?
So I think that being a mom has made me a better teacher, and being a teacher has made me a better mom because every year I get 150 new students and they all come to me looking for love, support, and education. And I think that helped me, I think that you and Hunter helped me teach everybody that came through my classroom because I wanted to be the best mom for you two. So then in return, I wanted to be the best teacher for the kids that came through my classroom. And all of them came from different backgrounds and different walks of life, and I love that. And yeah, so I guess that would be a really big lesson that I've learned. But I am ready to retire here in 2025, so watch out, world.
We've lived a pretty special life for sure growing up going to the desert and riding motocross, and now like with me getting into surfing and that being my career. You've always been like pretty undyingly supportive of both me and my brother, like no matter what we did, it didn't matter what we said, whether we wanted to change career paths or whatever it was. Yep. You were always very supportive. Was there ever a time that you found yourself biting your tongue when you were saying that?
No, actually your dad and I, we agreed you both had to go to college. There was no if, ands, or buts. We wanted you to go to college because we knew that would open doors for you. And then going to college, you both went to college and got degrees. We didn't care what you did after that. We just wanted you to be happy and to have a happy, healthy life.
Yeah. What? So you were both mine and Hunter. So I have a younger brother. He's 20. How old is Hunter? 24.
He's 24.
25. He's turning 25. Hunter is definitely the more wild child, I would say. He got a bit more of the crazy bug in him as far as being a rebel goes. What's one memory that comes back to you when you think about raising me and Hunter? It could be from either me or him or both that makes you like shake your head and laugh because of like whatever happened.
Oh yeah, I totally have the perfect story. So when Tanner was little, and I was a beach girl. I married rich, and my dad always said, "Does that kid ever wear shoes?" Well, no, because he was always at the beach. So when fast forward 10 years later, when we had Tanner, we're like, yes, we're going to the beach. We love the beach. Tanner hated the frickin' sand. We could not put him down on the sand when he was a toddler in any way, shape, or form. And I thought, you know what? You were born into the wrong family. But obviously, not anymore.
It's turned around. I hated the sand for a long time. I ran surf camps. I did so much, and I hated the sand.
I know that you still hate sand, and obviously it's worked in your benefit with all the surfing that you're doing today.
I thought you were going to tell the story of Hunter when he got like arrested for smashing pumpkins and rolling them down hills. But I guess me and not being a fan of the sand trumps that one.
Especially because you grew up to just like the ocean is your passion, and everybody who knows you knows the ocean is your passion.
I think so much of that came from the fact that I couldn't see. And like, I know you guys never got me glasses good enough to where I felt like I could see things.
We don't know these things till later. Like, it's really not fair that you're doing that to us now.
But yeah, so it is funny how that has come full circle for sure.
And one of my favorite memories, though, I think you were in 5th grade and Hunter was in 3rd grade, and it was summertime. And every summer in the morning, we would go to the beach. And I remember the first summer, 3rd grade and 5th grade, I could actually sit down in my chair and the two of you were out there surfing together. And I was like, oh, I can finally relax around these guys. So that was funny. Pretty awesome.
As most people go through some pretty substantially challenging, hard times in their life. And you were no exception, like after losing a couple of your sisters to breast cancer and battling alcoholism and winning that, and then coming back and living a pretty like incredible life, and like just completely taking it in a completely new life, where like in those like lowest, darkest moments where you really feel like you have nobody, like where did you find the strength and the power to overcome that? Because like all of those like are things that are not easy.
Well, I think it kind of goes back to my dad. My dad was a military master sergeant, and he raised 4 girls. He wanted boys. He didn't get any, and he always taught us to be strong and be disciplined, and he believed in us that we could do anything that we ever wanted to do, even in the hard times, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you get your grit, and you dig down deep, and you grow, and you become a better person. So these are all the questions that you've always wanted to ask me?
These are just questions that I kind of came up with today. Yeah, I found that they were interesting. I came up with the concept this morning. And was like, oh, I wonder like what questions, like, well, I feel like a lot of people don't get to ask their parents questions, or they don't ever really get the chance or take the time to. And I think like, one of the hardest things for me growing up, and I think for anybody, is learning that your parents are just normal people. Like you, in your entire life, you're fully convinced that they're superheroes, and they still are. But every superhero has some sort of weakness or has something that comes to light eventually. And for me, it was always challenging to see, especially like as getting close to finishing high school, and just with the way our family dynamic was, it was really like confusing. It's really confusing time when you can't necessarily process what's happening after living a life where like everything is together and your whole family's doing everything together, and then life takes you all these different directions, and you end up not being able to do it the way that you were so used to. It becomes really easy to blame and put like negative energy towards one or the other, and I found that like as I've grown and the years have gone by, how selfish that is, to think that way, and see that like and I think the hardest pill to swallow as a kid growing up is the one where you learn that your parents aren't perfect, but that's what makes them like as special as they are, like as good of parents. I think you guys gave me and my brother like the best life you possibly could. Like both you and my dad sacrificed more than anything that I could possibly think of or dream up. And yeah, I found that was just it's a pretty special realization when you do that. I feel like it makes the relationship between like us like that much better, just because of having that level of understanding, but it takes a while. Like you're not going to get that. It doesn't matter like how mature or disciplined you are, 18, but like you're never going to have that level of understanding until you experience something yourself. Like I've gone through my fair share of struggles with mental health, and like being admitted to the hospital for having a mental breakdown in school and dropping out and all this other stuff. And it's not until you learn to acknowledge like your actions and that you have the power over your own life to take it from there. And I think like you're a great representation of that, because like again, going from like losing your sisters and your parents and all of that, and dealing with like the alcoholism and overcoming it and living this incredible life now. Not many people like I don't know many people that could come out on top in the way that you have, you know, and
Well,
that's pretty special in itself.
I think that you have to put a lot of work into it, and you continue to grow. Like every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, what am I going to learn today?
Yeah.
And I try to apply it to my life with you and Hunter, and you know, with your dad. Your dad and I are good friends, and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Right? Because life is freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible if you choose to put it in that light.
Yes, exactly.
And that's where a lot of people's problem. I'm sure that you felt that way when with like what you've gone through is, you know, when you're in that moment and you haven't quite learned that yet, it's like as soon as you learn how special life is and how good it can be even in the lowest moments, like I feel like that's where I saw you turn around, is when it was like a switch flipped and you like relearned like how powerful life is, you know. And yeah, now it's completely different. It's incredible for sure.
Yeah.
It's really inspiring, you know.
Well, you and your brother are both very inspiring to me every single day. After
thanks.
every day that I come back after hanging out with you, Chandler, I'm like, oh my gosh, you have so many ideas, and they're great ideas, and I want to live your life because I'm stuck in a 9-to-5 job, and hopefully not for long. But you're inspiring to me too.
Oh yeah, it means a lot. I'm just trying to like live positively and do something good for myself and for others. And yeah, I don't know, make stuff that makes people smile, or like maybe you learn something, or
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any questions for me? I guess that you can fire away.
No, but I'm really mad that I didn't get to preview the questions.
Why?
Because I'm a teacher, that I want to think about them a little bit more.
Well, I mean, you can like say other stuff.
I know,
you don't have to like. It's not. I'm the one who edits the video, so it doesn't matter.
Having a different response.
Oh my gosh. No, I think you answered everything super wholesome, like super truthfully.
Hopefully
that's
authentically.
what matters. Yeah.
Yeah. No, life is hard, and it's what you do with it, and it's your choices, and it's hard, and it's always going to go different ways. It's never going to be perfect, and you just got to make it your own and be happy.
Yeah.
And that sounds so easy, but if you, like I was telling you today, like setting intentions. Today I'm going to live my whole day with gratitude and forget all the rest of the outcomes.
Yeah.
Because I'm outcome based, action oriented. And I've learned to kind of let go of that a little bit because I can't control everything.
What's the one lesson you would give yourself 28 years ago, right before you had me, or as you were having me?
Just know that life is hard, and I don't think my parents ever told me that. I always thought like life was going to be easy, and I had a plan, and I was going to do this, and I was going to get a college degree and get a house and have kids, and all of those plans were fantastic plans, but sometimes life takes you in different directions, and you have to be able to make the best of those circumstances and still be who you are.
Yeah, life will always take you in a different direction. It's not. I feel like it's not even a sometimes. You always go the craziest direction you could possibly think of. It's even further away from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and there's so much beauty in that, because it's just like no stone is left unturned, and you're just left with this incredible experience. Like if you choose to pursue it.
Yeah. But we weren't raised like that. Your dad and I were definitely not raised like that. But you and Hunter, like, where do you get that sense of adventure? Like, yes, I can do anything I want, and you have that sense of adventure. Yeah,
I mean, I think a lot of that comes, like I said, we lived a pretty special life. Like, we were never super wealthy, but we always did really fun stuff.
Yeah, we did.
You know, we had, like, I grew up, like, you know, wrenching on, you know, building and racing off-road cars with our dad, and riding motorcycles, and that's, I think, where most of that sense of adventure comes from, because, you know, you go out into the desert, and it's just like the world feels like your oyster, because you can go anywhere, and nobody's going to tell you where to go, what to do, how to get there, and you can just go and experience like the world and nature and how special that is, which is a huge testament to, I think, where like both Hunter and I get that, because for anyone watching, like, I got my degree in mechanical engineering, and I did that for like 3 months, and I hated it, and I left to go pursue this and like make surfing and you know, have like a platform that serves as so much more than just like a surf vlog channel, like something that's like special and has more to offer educationally and you know, positivity wise. And then my brother, I think, you know, like I would like to think that some of the inspiration for him is he got his degree in computer engineering, worked corporate America for a year, and then decided to leave, and now he's a lifty in Utah, you know, making like $20 an hour or whatever, and he's the happiest I've ever seen him, you know.
Yeah.
And it's rare to have like the support from, it's really rare to have support from parents to have that level of like, what do you mean you're going to walk away from your, you know, $100,000 or $150,000 a year job to go do this and like live paycheck to paycheck for who knows how long, you know, in hopes that it, you know, it might work out. And it becomes that's like incredibly special in itself, you know. And I hope Hunter recognizes that too, because it's not common to come by that.
Yeah, I think that he does, and I'm glad that you guys are both aware of that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we've always wanted you to be the best humans you can possibly be and enjoy this beautiful world.
Yeah, totally. Well, I think that's pretty much it.
All right,
That's
well,
pretty much
thanks,
all I have
Tanner.
now. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Thanks, Beach Cowboy, for having me me
Yeah.
on. Please give me the questions ahead of time next time, so I'll be
No,
more
you're not getting the
prepared.
questions ahead of time next time. There's no way.
I guess it doesn't work
There's
like
no
that.
way. Yeah, it doesn't work like
Okay,
that.
well, I
Yeah.
love you, and I'm honored to be your mom.
Thanks. I love you too, Mom.
Aw.
Happy Mother's Day.